A photo of Mississippi Republican Senator Jeremy England wearing a shiny pink bodysuit and tutu are being, of course, misused and misinterpreted by fellow Republicans who are now calling him a groomer, a word they don't know the meaning of but use quite frequently. The photo in question, take a look. There's Jeremy England from 2020. Other Mississippi Republicans are using the photo out of context to attack England. In actuality, England was posing for a photo while he was participating in a 2020 fundraiser for Men Wear Pink. The fundraiser held by the American Cancer Society with an initiative intended to raise awareness for breast cancer to end the illness. Let's attack him and attack him hard. England says a photo of him in the outfit has been misused with a slur directed at him. In an increasingly divisive GOP primary as he supports Republican Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann for re-election. A person backing one of Hosemann's opponents posted an image of the tutu-clad England on Twitter, along with a comment, "Hosemann and his groomer weirdos don't have a chance on August 8th. Hosemann faces two challengers in the August 8th primary. State Senator Chris McDaniel has run two unsuccessful US Senate races in the past decade, including a bitter race against longtime incumbent Thad Cochran in 2014. Tiffany Longino is an educator who is spending little money in her first run for office. If nobody wins a majority, the race goes to an August 29 runoff. In a new Hosemann TV ad, England says he supported McDaniel in 2014 for Senate, but now considers that a mistake and is endorsing Hosemann for a second term as lieutenant governor. England said that soon after the ad started airing, he received a text message from State Senator Melanie Sojourner, who is publicly supporting McDaniel. England said the message had no words, just a photo of England wearing the tutu. Here's the photo that she texted him. And he took that message as a threat. I consider that to be some of the worst dirty form of politics, which is of course where we are now in this race. This is not the first time McDaniel supporters have played dirty. They'd done him dirty before. During the 2014 US Senate campaign, some McDaniel supporters entered a nursing home without permission and photographed incumbent Thad Cochran's wife who had dementia. Images of her appeared briefly online. McDaniel said he had nothing to do with the incident. See, the right wing loves to cry groomer as an attack tactic, yet they never say anything when it's their own favorite people doing the weird cross-dressing grooming, as they like to put it. There's Rudy Giuliani. One of the rare moments when hair dye is not dripping down his face, dressed in a woman. I believe in this sketch, Trump puts his face in Giuliani's breasts. Or
Groomers.
whenever, what's that?
Groomers.
They're grooming up a storm. Or how about, do you remember when Steven Crowder decided to wear a dress?
Groomer.
Crashing the day without a woman. Seems he's very comfortable in that outfit, grooming America's youth. And he also dressed up as Ana Kasparian, our very own. And may I say, he did not pull it off well.
Look, man, you could argue that when he dressed up as me, yeah, well, okay, I can see some portions of it. He had the mole and all that stuff, but he is a brutal Anna.
Brutal, yeah, okay. Not fair at all.
Okay.
They also seem to never legit call out the actual groomers, if you've noticed that. Like when Trump called Epstein a terrific guy. He's a terrific guy who enjoyed younger women before denying that he had a relationship with Epstein. At least Senator England was able to turn this attack into a positive thing, by the way. In response to the dirty campaign politics, England restarted another fundraiser and has raised over $6,000 for the American Cancer Society and Men Wear Pink. With the picture of himself in the tutu, taking the attacks and spinning it to do good. One of my favorite Republicans, I'd have to say. Well done, Senator England.
Yeah. So I love what he did to raise money for cancer and turning it around. That's terrific. And look, he's a Republican. Give credit where credit is due. Now, on the other hand, unfortunately, people attacking him are also Republicans. And it was only a matter of time before they turned on their own. So once these kind of things start, there's no end to them, right? So I remember when the alt-right first invented this. They bragged about it online. They said, oh yeah, we'll just call everybody a pedophile, anyone who's opposed to us, and that'll be the first thing that shows up in their Google search, and then their lives will be ruined. Ha ha, so funny. will ruin all of our enemies. You think that those guys are gonna have moral qualms? Be like, whoa, no, that's a fellow Republican. That's the water's edge. No, we won't do that kind of tactic. Does it look like McDaniel's team has a lot of qualms? I mean, Jesus, if this, like taking the guy trying to raise money for cancer and calling him a groomer wasn't bad enough, trying to take pictures of Thad Cochran's wife while she's suffering from dementia. Jesus Christ. My God, you guys have no values at all. And this was the party that at one point, for a long time, pretended to be the party of family values. Does this sound like family values to anybody? And by the way, to Ben's point, so not only do they love dressing in drag, but then call other people who dress in drag who are perfectly innocent groomers, right? But Trump said, well, Epstein, I mean, I had no relationship with him, but he was a terrific guy. Wait, how did you know he was a terrific guy if you had no relationship with him? And how did you know that he likes women younger? Women is in quotes there. How do you know that he likes girls younger? And why didn't you tell anybody?
And what does the word grooming mean? Presumably it means they are trying to prepare people mentally to become the thing they don't want them to be, right? They're trying to groom them to become people who are pedophiles or who are attracted to younger people. Trump himself, on video, not even caught off the record, on The View, talks about wanting to date and have sex with his daughter if she weren't his daughter. She's so good looking, I would have done it. Well, that's directly normalizing horrible, direct pedophilia and incestual behavior directly on television. And that's not grooming, but somebody putting on a dress for a fundraiser is? In what broken brain universe is that the reality? I mean, I played high school football. I don't know if your team did it, Cenk. We had the powder puff game where the cheerleaders dressed like football players and football players dressed like cheerleaders. Every single tough, manly football player, myself included, minus the super manly part, were dressed in drag to raise money, to do this for this fundraiser event. If your sexuality, if your mindset is so weak that seeing somebody else dressed for an obvious goof as the opposite sex is something that makes you all of a sudden want to groom other people or to become a pedophile yourself, you're such a broken-brained individual, and I feel like thou doth protest too much, those who complain about it. What's wrong with your very, very weak heads? And what we should always say in every instance of absurd accusations of grooming, when someone is a drag queen doing fun shows for people, or when somebody's reading to children in drag, or when somebody is doing it to raise money for cancer, just say, so do you, and ask, don't say it, ask. So do you disavow the Catholic Church? Do you disavow the Catholic Church? Or are you only against fake grooming for political points? Because the people who literally are abusing and raping children and messing up their lives, that's cool by you? You're sticking by them?
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say is, it's not just Ben, it's not just tons and tons of football teams that did that throughout the country. It's also the Republican governor of Tennessee. He did the same exact thing, and the Republicans in Tennessee are like, oh, they're groomers, they're all dressing in drag. And then they show the picture of the governor in drag. And they're like, well, that one doesn't count. Why? Why doesn't it count? They're not even trying to have principles. They're just like, I don't know, we'll just call all of you guys pedophiles because it helps us politically.
Your team didn't do it?
No, we didn't do it. But we did have the midriffs. Okay.
Oh, true that. I heard you got a great midriff back in the day.
Oh, killer.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.